Deciding whether you're going to use a permutation or a combination is one of the trickiest things, in my opinion, about working with within the subject. And so it all comes down to whether or not the order matters. Does it matter who you pick first or what you pick first, or is it really irrelevant? And so in this case, we're talking about an election. And in this particular setup, whoever gets the highest amount of votes becomes president. Whoever gets the second highest amount becomes vice president. And so one of the key words in this problem that I like to look for is they ask me for how many different ways these positions can be filled. Well, in this case, who gets picked first becomes president. Who gets picked second becomes vice president. The order matters. When you're asked to fill a specific position, I think of the P, and it reminds me of permutation. So the order definitely matters in this problem. And so what I'll do is I'll do a permutation to figure this out. Once I figured out whether it's a permutation or a combination, it's a simple matter of using my calculator to figure out the different possibilities. Well, in this case, there are 30 candidates to pick from, and we've just established I'm going to use a permutation. I want to pick 2 of them. So the different ways I can do this using a calculator, remember, look for that NPR button. If you need help finding it, let me know. Or you can do it by hand, but no one really likes to do it that way. So using my calculator tells me that there are 870 different ways I can elect a president and vice president in this situation. In our second example, I mean, it's probably a fair guess that we're going to use a combination since we just did a permutation. But again, we need to figure out for sure that's what we're doing. In this case, we're reading books over the summer. Well, we have to ask ourselves, does it matter what order I read the books in? And in most cases, at least in this case, I'm going to say no, the order doesn't matter. As long as I read 5 books, that's all I seem to be concerned about. So the order does not matter in this problem. I can read it first, I can read it last, it doesn't matter. Since the order does not matter, that tells me I'm going to be using a combination to answer this question. So once again, once you establish that this is a combination, the math part's fairly easy to do. We're selecting from a total of 15 different books, and I want to choose 5 of them. So what I'll set up is 15, and then C5, or I sometimes say 15, choose 5. The C, though, stands for combination because the order doesn't matter. Look for that NCR button on your calculator. If you need help finding it, let me know. Otherwise, it's a simple matter of getting that plugged in. It turns out then that there are 3,003 different combinations I can choose, different arrangements, different orders I can read these books in.